Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Nice little tear up occurred yesterday, or was it? Well, if you're in the UK, it was the early hours of the morning, but it was a fight between Jaime Munguia and Jimmy Kilrain Kelly. If you haven't seen this, go and have a look at it on DAZN because it's worth a look. A far more competitive fight than many of us had anticipated. It was won by Jaime Munguia in 5 rounds. He scored 3 knockdowns against Kelly, but that doesn't tell the whole story because up to that point, in fact, the first minute of the 5th round, Kelly was in the ascendancy and Kelly was winning that fight, which is surprising because I thought Munguia would get him out of there. Now, having said that, I've always thought that Kelly is a frustrating character because he's clearly got some ability. Of his whole career has been blighted by inactivity, which is a real shame. He can't get fights. At least he can't get fights where he's the A-side, that's for sure. He had 2 previous defeats on his record. One was against Liam Smith for the WBO super welterweight title. And that was back in like 2015. And he just wasn't prepared for it. I mean, he didn't look confident in that ring. He didn't look like any belief. But then can you blame him? Because Smith was flying and Kelly had fought absolutely no one. And he made that quantum jump up to world title level, a supposed world title level. I mean, Smith won a WBO vacant belt. But he was a sort of poorer brother of that particular division back in 2015. But nevertheless, it's still a jump for Kelly, and he just couldn't do anything with Smith. And I think he got stopped in 7 rounds. Did he retire on his stool or was he stopped? I think he might have been stopped. Anyway, he then came back and he had a string of wins, but he had quite a busy 2016, Kelly. And then had a few fights in 2017. But again, he couldn't get those big fights, and he had to go to Australia to fight Dennis Hogan. He lost a unanimous decision. I remember thinking that the scorecards were too wide, but I can't remember whether I thought Kelly had been robbed or not. It's too long ago. That was in 2018, and since then, again, more inactivity. Really, he fights occasionally. He had a very good majority decision win against Kana Islam, who was 28-0. And that was back in, that was earlier this year, actually. That was only 3 or 4 months ago. So, but if you look at Kelly and you look at his ability, clearly the guy does everything, does the basics very well. He's got a pretty good boxing brain. He picks his punches very well. To me, and he's 29 now, so to me, he's just not had the opportunities that his talents warrant. And inactivity will kill you. Because it can kill you mentally. It's not just the physical thing of ticking over. It's some fighters just drift away because they're not getting work. So coming into this fight, I thought, okay, he's got the skills, and if you compare his skills to Munguia, they're not that far behind because Jaime Munguia is huge for the weight. We're talking middleweight here, super middleweight. I mean, Munguia's been as high as I think he was in the 170s for one fight. For one fight. I can't remember exactly offhand what the weights were, but I know he has to boil himself down to middleweight. Whereas Kelly is he's come up from light middle to middle. And there is an air of the Jarrett Hurd about Munguia, the big, maybe a bit of a weight bully. Physical strength is everything, but he's easy to hit. And if you're easy to hit, even though a 12-round fight, 36 minutes of fighting can seem like 3 hours, if you've got a highly intelligent fighter in front of you who's very well conditioned, can concentrate for every second of every round, which is a big ask but can be done, then you might find yourself in trouble. And there were little flashes of this for Munguia in this fight because Kelly did box beautifully for 4 rounds and a minute maybe until he got tagged. Munguia, no doubt, physically stronger, definitely the heavier hands. If you look at Munguia's record, I know he's got a win over Gabe Rosado, I think last year, was it? Gabe Rosado? And he's got one over Triano Johnson. He knocked out Saddam Ali in 4, but that You know, Ali looked like he was shot. Gary O'Sullivan took him into the 11th round, got stopped. Zerameta, I think, got stopped in 5 or 6, I think it was. So he's fought, you know, that B level, maybe slightly B plus, up at the B pluses. The B level fighters, he's proved he can handle, but he's almost always done it on physical strength and power. Kelly really asked a lot of questions of him. And in the first round, I thought Kelly maybe just edged it. And I thought, no big deal. Munguia's having a look at him. But in the second round, Kelly really went to work. And he was showing some beautiful footwork, disguising his punches well. He landed one combination in the second round where he sort of feinted with the right. He disguises the left hook so well, Kelly. He feinted with the right and then threw a left hook, connected, and then hung a combination straight off the impact of the left hook, which was really, really impressive. And it didn't dent Munguia, but clearly it was a message to him. You're not having things all your own way. And also Kelly's body language and the look in his eyes, the facial expression, he was extremely confident of what he was doing. And that kind of took me back a bit. I'm going to be honest with you, because I thought Kelly might do okay for 2 or 3 rounds and then get nailed. Well, I didn't think he'd do that well. In the third round, I had it 2-0 up to Kelly after 2 rounds. The third round, I thought maybe Munguia might have edged it. But again, Kelly was still boxing well within himself as well. Paced himself beautifully, concentrating well. Fourth round, I thought Kelly won that round. Again, more of the same. Fair bit of leather landed by Kelly. Seemed to be a step ahead, both physically and mentally, of Munguia. Munguia did get quite close on a couple of occasions. And I remember thinking in the fourth round, Munguia is going to have to start working the body more, because he ain't going to win a jabbing contest with Kelly. And I think Eric Morales in Munguia's corner said, these rounds are slipping by, you need to go to work. And I was thinking, Munguia's probably going to concentrate on the body more. You know, he's got, the round was a third over. You've got 2/3 of the fight left. You've got to go to work now, put the money in the bank with the body. The referee, I think, read them the riot act in, was it the fourth or was it, I think it was the 5th round actually, just before Munguia turned the tables. Kelly was warned in the 4th for something. I don't really know what. I thought it was a little bit harsh. But in the 5th round, the referee called them together and said, look, they were having a little wrestling match. The ref said, look, to both of them, pack it in. You need to, this is fighting, not wrestling. Box, box, box. Come on, let's see a proper boxing match. And then within 15 seconds of that instruction, Kelly there was a momentary lapse of momentary lapse of concentration. Kelly moved out in a straight line, bang, the left hook lands from Munguia, and Kelly stumbles backwards into the ropes and he's on the floor. He gets up, he takes the fight to Munguia. Munguia puts him over again with an uppercut. And again, Kelly gets up, legs are a bit wobbly, but he knows where he is, he knows what he's doing. Munguia's all over him, the proverbial sauce over spaghetti, and gets him in the corner. And then it looked like Kelly took a knee for a 3rd knockdown. He got up and the referee stopped it. And I thought, as I was watching, I thought that's a bit premature, because even though Kelly had been on the floor 3 times, his eyes did look clear. His legs weren't ultra steady. They were a bit wobbly maybe, but I would have given him the benefit of the doubt. The 3 knockdown rule, I don't think was in effect. It wasn't in effect. And it would have been interesting if Kelly had got back to the corner and could have regrouped, whether he would have come back in the 6th round, because this was, make no mistake, this was the best performance, probably one of the best of Kelly's career up to the 5th round, up to that start of that 5th round. It's a shame he got nailed. As for Jaime Munguia, I'll be honest with you, I like watching him. He's good fun, but he just gets hit too much. He's a tough guy, good jaw, but I just get the feeling he hits hard, but he gets hit too much. And Kelly hasn't got a lot of pop. I think he's got 10 KOs in 23 fights or thereabouts. But he can be outthought. He can definitely be outthought. And interestingly, Dennis Hogan, who beat Kelly on points, also took I think he took Munguia to was it a split decision or a majority decision? But there were some close cards on there. So I do worry about Munguia. He's only a young kid. He's got Eric Morales in his corner. He's only 25, Munguia. So he's got time to work on these things, but he does seem to have a style that is only going to take him so far at world level. He can win a title, don't get me wrong. Kelly at 29, I just hope he gets the fights, because this guy's got some ability. And he could win British titles, European titles. You know, he's from, I think, Withamshire, Manchester way. And yeah, you know, EBU title, certainly. You know, maybe make a run for the British in the EBU and then go on to world level, because he's got some ability. He's actually got better skills than Jaime Munguia. It's just that Munguia has the heavier hands, physically stronger, naturally the bigger man. So, yeah, well done to Jaime Munguia. Commiserations to Kelly. Jimmy Kilrain Kelly. I think his stock actually rose with this fight, because this was on American TV, and they will know him as a capable operator who just got nailed. And that's the up and all of it. Did you see the fight? It's on DAZN. Go and have a look at it. It's a really good fight. If you're new to this channel and you could hit the subscribe button, it takes a second to pop that subscribe button. Much appreciated. If you like the video, hit the like button. Thanks for your time. As always, enjoy the fight if you ain't seen it. If you have seen the fight, leave your comments below. Tell me what you think of it. And we'll speak again sometime soon. Be good. Take care. Bye for now.